G'day viewers and welcome to this week's PB's Retro Restorations. This week I'll be doing this Matchbox Superfast number 28 Lincoln Continental Mark V as opposed to the Tomica Lincoln Continental Mark IV that I did a couple of weeks ago. Same body style but two different manufacturers' interpretations, so we'll have a little bit of a comparison at the end of the video. That might be a bit of fun. Now, I got this one from the same auction that I got into a bidding war on the Ferrari Berlinetta. Now this one I got for 99 cents. It's still got its roof intact. Somebody thought it would make a good taxi. A taxi for pimps maybe. But anyway, it looks like they tried to make the vinyl top a bit black too. Anyway, we'll see if we can't turn it around. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. Now this guy uses the same roof setup as Matchbox used on the number 1 Dodge Challenger and I believe the Mercedes as well. Usually the first thing that gets smashed off, so I'm glad it was still here. And this one has rare occasions I actually remember to drill the pilot holes before I pull it apart. Winning! Now somebody had given the bumpers a bit of a touch up with the red Sharpie or a red Texta pen. That's okay, we should be able to get that off. A bit grubby too. And the rest of it comes apart fairly straightforward. The roof came out, but I of course decided to completely disassemble it so I could get some of that red pen. They'd coloured in the rear window and part of the vinyl top and a strip along the bottom of the front windscreen for Lord knows whatever reason. You'll also see that the overspray underneath is like a purple while the car's red. I don't know if it starts purple and they put something over it at the time of manufacture. I'm really not sure. Oh, let's keep moving. So I carefully drill these two little posts that hold the plastic screen into the plastic roof. And then I'm going to sit it in some brake fluid, try and get that pen marks off it, or at least make them better. It's been suggested to me to try oven cleaner instead of brake fluid because brake fluid is a pain to clean off and I swear you can still smell it even after you've cleaned it and rinsed it off, so I'll be trying that soon. Here I am scrubbing it after I got it out. Got most of the pen off, which was good, but I couldn't get all of it and the plastic was quite yellow too. Now the pen was quite soaked into the white roof, and it was also at this stage I noticed it was cracked down at the bottom there. You'll see it jiggling about as I clean it, so we're going to have to glue that. Of course, in typical PB fashion it got worse before it got better, but I worked it out. We're probably just going to have to paint this roof. And now it's Dremel time! Oh, I should have got a breath first, hang on. Oh jeez, it takes it out of me. I hope you appreciate the effort I go to, Adam. I know you're the biggest fan of my sound effects, so hopefully that'll keep you going. With that Scotch-Brite type attachment, these are the bee's knees, these things, they're great. Never get sick of using them. Now wheel removal time, just Dremel out the little, enough to pop them out without completely destroying it. I hate these wheel setups, I much prefer the Superfast ones that just pop out. Anyway, it's a first world problem and a hazard of the job, I guess. So I put the screen and the vinyl top back in the brake fluid for a while longer to try and get some more of that red off. and try to clean it up, but it's not looking like it's going to work, so I'm going to have to use a sandpaper on it. But anyway, while I was doing that to the roof, as you can imagine, I snapped the bit off that was in the corner. But it's okay, I was able to glue it and repair it, and that pretty much settled the painting dilemma, so I did just end up painting the roof. Looked like it was starting to crack in a couple other spots, so I just put a little bit of glue on the back of it as well, just to shore it up. Just refreshing the wheels with some semi-gloss spray paint. So now I'm just giving the roof a coat of primer, try and cover up any of the blemishes before I put its coat of white paint on it. Now I'm just going to airbrush the red. This is the same red I used on the Ferrari a couple of weeks ago. It looked the part. I think the original red must have like a tinge of pink or purple in it, as evidenced by the underside of the body, but it looks the part. Bonus sound effects for you guys, thank you. And giving the roof the white spray. So here's all our refurbished parts. You can see I got all the paint off the glass, but it's still yellow, but it looks okay. It looks like it's tinted. Now we just got to get it all back together without breaking it again. Now this is one of those occasions where I hadn't destroyed the base so much that the wheels wouldn't just clip back in. I didn't actually end up having to use any glue on it. I can't remember if I did put some on just to make sure, but I don't think so. So that was good. So I'm putting them back together and I can't help but thinking, oh, something's different here. I can't put my finger on what it is, and I know you're all yelling at the TV right now. You've forgotten the interior, PB. You've forgotten the interior. What's wrong with you? And I'm not sure what's wrong with me. If I knew what was wrong with me, I'd do something about it. Or maybe I wouldn't. Anyway, I did remember in the end and it all worked out okay. Duh. Ding 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 ding. Oh dear. Well, better now than after I'd screwed it all back together, I suppose. So I'm screwing it back together, and I go to put the Allen head bolt on the rear hole, and for some reason it's twice as big. So I had to adapt it like I did the Ferrari, put a washer in there. I didn't film myself doing that, but you have to take my word for it. Anyway, just like that, we're done. So here we are back at the start with our Lincoln Continental Super Pimp Taxi land barge. I guess someone at some stage thought it would make a good taxi. Maybe just a big American car would make a cool American taxi, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is what we started with, and this is what we're left with now. Once again, looking $1,000,000 with its new paint and new everything. That base I haven't painted. I used the brass wire brush on it, and it came up $1,000,000. Like, I'm really pleased with that. I didn't have to paint it or put a faux finish on it. The glass still yellowed, but it hasn't got the paint all over it. Now I'm just going to call it window tinting, and at least hasn't got that paint. I think it looks much better than it did. I think on a whole it looks much better than it did. The wheels, the chroming on them has gotten better because I used that, put some in a dish and just dip the wheel into it rather than trying to paint it. So thank you to the tipsters who suggested that to me. I appreciate it. Now I've got a soft spot for both of these castings, but I think you'd have to agree that the Tomica is just that little bit more scale accurate. Sitting independently they both look fine, but when you put them next to each other it does show up some of the Matchbox's shortcomings, but they're still both neat cars. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget the next dibs build off for August 15th, drag cars. Get involved everyone, it'll be fun. So thanks everybody for dropping by and taking time out of your day to watch my channel. If you've liked what you've seen here, why not check out one of my other videos. Click on my head there if you think you might like to subscribe. Click the bell for alerts and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget, next week is the 500th sub giveaway video. I'm working on the car right now. Going to try and have some extras, so be sure you check in. I'll give you the details of how you can enter then. And I'll see you on Friday. Bye!